Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studios. And I was networking, checking messages, uh, doing the online stuff earlier, and I thought, I want to possibly do a challenge coming up. One of those comic making challenges, and um, also I'm striving to grow my network, grow my channel here, grow my Twitter, grow my Instagram, my followers on Facebook, and all that jazz. And it dawned on me that I should just suck it up and work harder. so, so here I am working late night for you. Working on my comic Retro. And if you want to support me and my work, you can become a Patreon at patreon.com/PeterPalmiani for $1 or more. And, I appreciate everyone who does. If you also aren't subscribed to this channel, please do. Like this video, share it with your friends, if you like what I do. We have Frank Salazar with us at Salazar Art Nation, live with Retro Palmiotti. Welcome, welcome. And also, Unlucky Jack. Hey, welcome. Speaking of Jack, different Jack, Big Jack, is 4 days away from ending Kickstarter. I had, why is my, come on, trying to get my repeater graphs to work. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, Big Jack ends 4 days. I believe I put the link in yesterday's stream. So if you're curious about that, go check it out. Peter Willerink is pulling his hair out, hoping that Kickstarter gets totally funded. It's less than 1,000 away. More like 880, I believe you said. So I hope he does it. I told him, feel free to plug it in my creator-owned group on Facebook. And he did, so you can check it out there also if you're part of that group. Part of the comic making community. Yeah, I figured I'd tackle some basics on this page before going forward with some brush inks. Won't do too much, there's quite a bit. Alright, what do I do? I'll probably just do that. Boom, boom, boom. That's not really... Okay. Not going to get too fussy. There's a ton of black on this page. Man. Retro playing with a common criminal, messing with his head. Should be a fun page once it's all inked and lettered. Alright, what do we got? None of that needs. What is that? didn't even notice this. Um, if you could see, retro is sort of like appearing and disappearing as this criminal's trying to steal something, and here's retro as a fish tank, and he's got a little fish food. He's fishing. He's feeding the fish. Totally forgot about that. You gotta love that retro. He's he's a little bit of a comedian. Okay, and another campaign I wanted to mention, which I did on my Instagram, my latest post. But if you didn't catch that, Jim Calafiore, who I've worked with on Aquaman and a bunch of stuff. We did a bunch of art for Wizard Magazine back in the day. Worked on his couple issues of Iron Man he worked on. We did a Century one shot. Anyway, great guy. He recently had a Kickstarter that I didn't catch when it was live, and I saw some links and had me a little confused. But what it is he's got an Indiegogo page for his project, and essentially you can go there and order an issue, or I'm sure there's tons of extras and whatnot. But the book is called Ned, Lord of the Pit, and it's a comedy because Calafiore is a funny guy, and so you can go check that out. Looks really good, and Calafiore is always about the quality. So yeah, I was. What am I inking with? This is, here we go. This is a Rotary. It's called a technical pen. It's called a Rapidograph. I like to go by Rapidograph. But this is a 0.35. Just throwing down some straight line work I got going on here. I love this above all other technical pens. I've only tried a couple. I forget what the other brand was, but the other brand leaked a lot and smudged a lot and was a pain in the ass. But this is the pen. Let's see if I have easy access. I'll get something in a second. Boop, boop, boop. I got supplies all around me. Okay, here we go. And it comes like this. Because I ordered a bunch. And this is, I guess, right side up. See the little logo there. This size I don't use, but it's good to have. They give you ink to fill it up with, but I prefer the cartridges. There's a cartridge, and they gave me an eraser, but I just like buying these, and this is taped up, but it comes with 3 cartridges in there. So definitely recommend it. I know a lot of people use markers and whatnot. but I stay away from markers. I need to stock up on pens. Yes. I pretty much keep to a limited tool. This is one of my tools is a Hunt 102 quill pen, nib point, whatever you prefer to call it. And the other is, and this one is a Raphael. Yeah, this is a Raphael number 4. So that's a pretty decent size. This is typically what I use. This is Winsor Newton Series 7, number 5. Excuse me. But this is a short point, a short tip. You can see it's usually like twice that size. As you can see, like the Raphael is much longer. Point wise. Let's see. Let me go to my left. And let me wipe off the dust. Okay, so this is another thing I picked up. And this is 4 unused brushes. But these are all Winsor Newton. So I got a 0, I got a 1, I got a 2, and I believe the one I can't see is a 3. For right now, this is my emergency backup. These brushes are not cheap, and the higher you go in number, the higher the price is. But I love Winsor Newton. Raphael is an excellent brush as well. What else did I want to throw down? Is that? Yeah. Just one more minor thing. But it's like a lot of the line work I tend to throw down with my technical pen. I could pretty much do with a brush or a quill, or sometimes I'm just to do it quicker. I'll do it with the technical pen. If I'm working with a brush and feeling it, I'll just throw down a line. It's not always as accurate, but it sometimes looks better. And it's whatever kind of feeling you're going for. I'm not as tight as, say, somebody like Terry Austin. I believe I've been told Terry Austin inked majority of his work with quills. That could be accurate. He's definitely, his work is super tight and super professional looking. Anyway, let's see. What can we do here? What damage can we do with a brush? Some hair. I like to, it's not super tiny, but if it's not really big, I like to go in with a quill when doing facial features. sometimes even like, like the smallness of the lines for the hair. But I'll probably jump around a little bit, you know. But thanks for coming around. Thanks for checking me out. Totally appreciate it. If you have any more questions, or, let me know what you're up to tonight. I put the word out. It's like, if you're working, then come join my stream and work along with me. All right. I notice lots of comic book artists that follow me. That I also follow back. You can never be too inspired, is what I say. Allison, welcome. How you doing tonight? What are you up to? And Frank says, I'm fixing a text on the mini I just finished. I didn't catch it till after I made copies. Oops. Well, then that makes it unique. And, 10 years from now, somebody will be selling it on eBay for $100. That's what I always say. All right, let's do this. Yes, more in shadow. Dun, dun. The artist of this book, Rich Fuchsia, is pretty tight with his pencils. Although, my interpretation of the character is a little different. And, while he penciled the first full issue, I'll be artist with issue 2 on. And I'm going to improve upon both our visions of the character with issue 2 on. It's going to take me a while to get into the sequential rhythm, artistically speaking. My style keeps altering. It's like I'm utterly confident I can draw a book at this point, but I haven't yet perfected sort of my style or approach. And that I'll be doing once I get into drawing a book, which will begin next year. This year is all about finishing issue 1, getting it into the hands of people who pledged to my initial Kickstarter for it, get some initial funding, and I'm going to do it Indiegogo. Super excited. Oh no. Yeah, let's see. I'm tired. Had a bad fall yesterday. Right now, I'm working on a pinup of my character, Rowan, and my friend's character, Helena. Yeah, sorry to hear. I hope you'll be okay. It's never good to fall. And really exciting to be working on a pinup. Frank says it was size issue, it was too small, but still readable. Make more in a minute. um, yeah, I'm very fussy when it comes to reading comics with lettering that's too small. I hate that. And most people do it smaller than they used to because a lot of comics are read online or in PDFs. But they got to understand when it's printed out, the lettering's got to be big enough for people to read. Otherwise, it's a problem. And Frank wishing Allison better. I'm doing a bit better. Thank you. Cool. Good to hear. Yeah, excuse me. So not too long ago, I put out what's your biggest challenge on my Facebook and Twitter and stuff, and you know, a few people said time. It's definitely a thing that gets all of us. There's never enough time. Few people put money, and that's certainly an issue I face. You know, I also, I need to make better money because I want to move out of the sort of small apartment I'm currently in. Um, and while it's not horrible, and I definitely love sort of the immediate landscape, especially like, I'm a cat person. I got 4 cats currently, and they love going out and playing in my yards, which are pretty huge considering. So if I was to move, I'm probably wouldn't have that unless I start renting a home, which right now it's feasible for me to move to a slightly bigger place. But moving to a home would be a bigger step that isn't quite in the cards yet. But we'll see what the future brings. Yeah, I'm going to be working on a lot more next month and taking on at least one other project, possibly 2. So I got to really focus. I mean, part of these live stream every day is that I really need to push myself more. And when I stream, it's always encouraging to see all the people that show up and cheer me on. And it's a way for me to connect and all that. But it pushes me to work harder. And it's great knowing that I'm just not out here alone spinning my wheels. But yeah, this month went by crazy fast, and I realized I just gotta hunker down and start knocking things off my list. So my thought now is that I'll be streaming a lot more and talking about things I'm finishing along the way. because it's not going to be a successful year unless I actually get down on the work and get it out. I love doing hair. I find I do a lot better hair with using a brush. I could do hair with a quill, but it's just a little too exact, a little too graphic design looking. There's a I don't want to say spontaneity. What's the word? There's a happy accident that happens with a brush. Kind of thing. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Like I said, didn't initially plan to do a stream, especially not this late at night. And weekends, I was trying to keep weekends to taking care of chores and catching up on whatever life things I got to do. But like I said earlier, I'm considering doing a comic book challenge coming up. And my thought was, instead of me just jumping into a comic challenge, let me do kind of part of what the challenge calls for, which is, streaming every day. Let me do that part, get that down. And when I officially go into the challenge, then I'll have, like a week or two already practiced the sort of daily grind again. This way I can possibly be one step ahead of myself. Let's see. Is that detail? Yeah. Mostly hurt my pride and stares of evil. Oh God, yes, man. I've looked at houses and various points, especially when I was together with my ex, and we were looking for possible houses in town to rent. Never happened, but it's always fun for me to look at houses. And God, some staircases are insane and just, I can't believe they've been approved. Some staircases are too narrow and way too dangerous. Absolutely. What's the challenge? I was hoping not to mention it, but okay. So I'm not doing the challenge yet, but the challenge is the 100 days of making comics, and essentially for 100 days you work on your comic, your personal project, I should say, every day for 100 days. And some people have blogged about it, you know, um, the old school blog. Some people have just tweeted out, this is, I made some progress today. Here's a peek of it, yada, yada. And a lot of us have done videos, and that's what I plan to do. Plan to essentially do the same thing I'm doing now, but to make it official and, let everybody know that, hey, I'm doing the challenge again. It used to be, and not too long ago, be a pretty tight group. And the group still exists, but I don't think there's anybody currently doing the challenge. But also, the person that created the challenge, Kevin Cross, will be once again entering YouTube land and posting videos regularly. So, yeah, I worked on this comic for a long time. I mean, initially, I started it around 2009. I had one artist, and he did a few pages. He didn't work out. I found another artist, Rich Fuchsia. He did work out. And, it's like I'm mostly an inker by trade, working in the comic industry. So I always have projects going. And, while this is my passion project, I'm not getting paid for doing this. So I got to make a living outside of working on this. And, lots of things have come and gone. And it's been challenging, but getting closer every day. So I want to make, hopefully, what will be a final push to getting this project near completion. And I think that will be in a week or two. I would do it with you. I have a comic I am working on. Oh man, that would be awesome. There's a group, the 100s, spelled THEE. 100s is 100, the numbers, and then S. I believe if you type that in on Facebook, you can find the D100s Facebook group, and whoever is running it will verify that you're doing the challenge. So I think the official rules are you gotta be having start started your project and started the challenge before they let you in the group or something like that. But if you look at my YouTube channel, I believe one of the playlists I have is my first attempt, and frankly, my only successful attempt at doing the D100 challenge that's been on my channel. And yeah, if you look at that one, it's kind of it's retro, but it's a bunch of other stuff I was attempting. And really, I'm going to keep this next one just focused on me working on retro. Um, and definitely, like Allison, if you do attempt the challenge, I would love to have you come on and just speak about your project. If you want to talk about what you do and promote it and all that. Currently, I have a list of people wanting to come on and share projects they're working on, and I'm happy to do that with almost anybody. The easiest way is to message me on Facebook. Like I said, I have a list, but work out, schedule with you, get you on. What is that? What is that? Is that his arm? I guess, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. So Allison says, very cool. I would love to. Yeah. So if you're on on Facebook, message me direct. I'm Peter Palmiotti there, like everywhere else. And I'll get back in touch with you. And Frank says, almost. As in, I don't know, almost. Okay, cool. I just sent a friend request. Well, I'm maxed out on friends. I think I got like 30 people who want to be friends on my Facebook. The max amount of friends you could have on Facebook is 5,000, and frankly, I reached 5,000 years ago. But people do come and go, so spots do open. But if you send me a message, I don't have any locks on that, so everybody can freely message me on Facebook, and I'll definitely get back to you, and you can set up a time and whatnot. It's best for everybody. And yeah, I'd love to see your work. Frank's like, ooh, limited friend spots. That's right. Hey, let me send it. Cool. Yeah, man. I've been on Facebook since it's gone public. So bing bing, I hear incoming messages. I think that's the only notifications I have noise attached to is Messenger. So I heard it. But yeah, I've been on Facebook since it's gone public. So, however many years that is. And I've been pretty much at 5,000 friends. Probably only took me a year. To get there. But it's all good. So there's definitely been, speaking of Facebook, there's definitely been changes on there that I'm not sure how I feel about. Like I have pages, nothing's really super active at the moment. I have pages and I have a studio page. I just share out my streams and maybe post some art occasionally. But they changed the whole dynamic of it where um, I have to switch my profile to go to one of my pages. I'm not sure if that's a positive or negative. Really, it's definitely more work. Um, but when I open my Facebook page now, I don't get 20 messages or notifications. I also use ad block, so I started blocking out video notifications on Facebook because 99.9% of the time, um, those are annoying rather than useful. Oh, cool. Just message what I am working on. Excellent. Um, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, so video notifications. There's a lot of comedy things that pop up, and I don't know. It's a lot of noise. A lot more noise than I need. I'm trying to keep my uh, the sites I'm on business oriented. I definitely have plenty of friends who follow my stuff and whatnot, but they understand. They understand it's this is me. This is my living. This is what I do. This is what I love. If you don't want a news feed of me selling my product to you, then we don't have to be connected on Facebook or whatever. And that's okay. But if we're not connected on Facebook, then I might forget you because it's mostly people I keep in touch with. Alrighty. Looking good, coming together. And fine nuances of hair accomplished. Yeah, so Allison, look forward to checking out what you're working on, and definitely, if you're going to do the D100 challenge, then we'll definitely connect during. It can be a grueling challenge to participate in, but epically, um, It's really worth it. It's worth it to do at least once. I'm a nutcase. I want to do it uh, one more time, and it's good to prep for it. My plan is to essentially do what I've been doing, which is stream every day, work on my project, sort of give you a simple, this is where I'm at. Kind of like every stream I do. All right, that's his nose. Yeah, it's really small details. Chin. Okay, right there. Get into finer detail area. Definitely use a quill for the tiny details. For the happy little trees. There's no happy little trees here. What are you talking about? Talking about Bob Ross. Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, so I was I was thinking about it the other day. As far as my YouTube, I want to pass 1,000, and then if you go over to my Instagram, I want to pass 2,000. Then on my Twitter, I want to pass 3,000. Really, truthfully, like, I'll probably never make a dime on Twitter or Instagram, but the potential to make some money is here on YouTube. I'll probably never be a heavy duty influencer here. But I've been told, I'm a positive influence on some people's careers. Just the fact that I'm plugging away. I'm working towards doing my own books. And I've worked with, a number of professional companies. Just like any creator out there, any honest. You plug. You work. You just keep going. Everything is a distraction. Everything is noise. You put that all out of your mind. You sit down on your desk. You pull out your work. And you just get to it. And if you can get to it every day, that's the magic ingredient. And now it's a renaissance of independent creators working on their own projects and crowdfunding and just networking across social sites. It's all good. I was pushing my Twitch, but energy is a thing I'm limited on. Yeah, well, we're all limited on energy. I love Twitch. I have a Twitch. I've only streamed there sporadically. But if you do put the energy to Twitch, that could possibly get you a huge audience. I've always wanted to, but I keep I keep finding most of my energy will go to my YouTube. Perhaps in the future I'll have a better balance. We're all trying to improve our work and improve our reach, improve our income. These are the factors to doing what we love more of the time. I spoke of Jim Calafieri early on, and he's worked for Marvel, he's worked for DC, he's done a ton of work for them. At one point, he was trying to write for Marvel, and we did a Deadpool story, a one shot that he wrote and penciled, and I inked. Fortunately, it was never published, but he was trying to not stop penciling, but he wanted to at that point to get into writing for them as well. And he finally did break through and get some published writing work with Marvel, I believe. But now he's creating his own books and properties and crowdfunding. And that's the way to do it. He's a much bigger name than myself, and so when he crowdfunds, he does all the better. But you don't have to make crazy money with a crowdfunder to make a living off of it. If you do a book like I am here, I'm doing my own book and just work on it and get it done and crowdfund it, and for every day afterwards you can promote it. And I think it's Peter Simeti who pretty much says, like, just because the book you finished, your own creation, was a year or two ago, doesn't mean you stop promoting it, which is utterly true. You keep promoting, keep trying to sell issues, keep trying to make merchandise for it and sell that. Right now I'm making a book called Hawk in New York, and we're working on issue 7. But I got copies of issue 6, for anybody who's interested. For the 100s group, we did a anthology not too long ago, and I have a story. The first story I penciled, inked, and also wrote that has ever been published. So I'm very proud of that, even though it's a 4-page story. It's really the first thing I ever wrote and penciled and inked. A lot of times people have come to me to look over their comic, to look over their script, and I've been a consultant for other people. And it's really been since way back when I entered college that I got into writing, and still have yet to really have anything big that I've written that's come out. But this first issue of Retro will definitely be it. I'm definitely looking forward to getting this. He is a really smart guy. Do you mean me? Should I be blushing? Well, we're all in this together, and we could all learn from each other. You know, I come from a time in this comic industry where it was very different, and I've learned from a lot of younger folks um, about what they're doing, what they've gotten into, how they're accomplishing all this. And you learn by two ways: by doing, and also by seeing what everybody else is up to. um, and I've definitely kept my eye on what people are up to. And I definitely made mistakes along the way. uh, but you live, you learn, and you do it all over again. Oh, oh, you and Samedi. Aw. And as Frank says, all Peters are smart. Oh goodness. I try. It's like it comes down to it. You just put in the time on the work itself, and that in and of itself is a lot. um, I'll be ending this soon, but I definitely appreciate everybody who's come by. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, everybody else who showed up but that hasn't joined the chat. I know you're there. I know you're working. Like I said, please give the video a like. It gets it seen around the YouTubes and helps me grow my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm at 872, which is crazy. Which means I'm less than 130 subscribers away from reaching 1,000. And it's like I keep saying reaching, but it's like I wanna pass 1,000 subscribers so bad. So please, share out the videos, share out the channel to your friends, let everybody know I'm just another creator working on their own creation. And I can use all the support I can get. Become a Patreon, $1 a month or more for all that I do. And like I mentioned, I'm going to have a lot of guests coming up. I also have another channel the creator-owned comics group, which is also a Facebook group. If you look down below the video, I have a bunch of links, and you can check out all my socials. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I also have a PayPal.me/Peter Palmiotti where you can throw me a tip if you so wish it. So if you just want to throw me $1,000 one time, then that's an option for that. If by chance you're rich, or maybe you have rich parents, I'm sure they won't miss it. But love you all. Keep working on your own projects and keep plugging away. It's just the daily habit. A friend of mine was mentioning motivation, and there's definitely times where you can be motivated. But really what it comes down to is habit, and getting into the habit of doing it every day, or at least 5 times a week. Work on your comic, write your next novel, whatever you want to do. Make it a habit and get it done. But thanks again for everybody showing up, and